Hey YouTubers, Muskrat Jim here, and today I'm going to test out my new stove. It's the Sterno Inferno gelled alcohol stove, and it comes with this heat exchanger 16-ounce cup. So stay tuned. Now, for portability's sake, it's hard to beat this little gas stove. A small cylinder stand, and little cup. But I wanted to try something different. So I ordered this. It just came in yesterday, and it's quite compact as well, as you can see. Now, compared to my two fire maple stoves, the Sterno Inferno comes in about the same height. Well, actually, it's in between these two at 7 inches, or 175 millimeters. But it is narrower. Like, it's only 4 inches in diameter, whereas these ones are close to 5 inches. So the cup is a lot smaller too. It's only about half the size of this one. This one has 350 mils approximately, whereas this one is 800 mils, and this one over here is 1,000 mils. So this is a 1 liter pot. Like the fire maples, it compacts down into its cup. So let me just take it apart here for you. Now, the thing about this unit is that it can hold 2 cans of gelled fuel. Now, each of these cans, it says on the can that it'll burn for 2.5 hours, so that's 5 hours of burn time. Now, according to the instructions, 8 ounces of water should boil in 6 minutes. So since 6 minutes goes into an hour 10 times, you could boil 10 8-ounce cups of water per hour. And since this is 2.5 hours per can, you could boil 25 8-ounce cups of water with 1 can of fuel. So if you're planning a multi-day trip, then you could use that math to figure out how much fuel you need to carry. Now, a gas stove, by comparison, will boil 8 ounces of water in under 2 minutes, and especially quicker if it's using one of these heat exchanger bottom pots. But I wanted to try something else, and knowing that this is going to take longer, I just wanted to test it. So let's put it all together and boil some water. Now, the stove comes with these little flip out legs, so then it can be sturdy. And we put a can of gelled fuel right in there, but we're going to have to pop that can open. Now, gelled fuel can be a little on the expensive side, so what people are doing is they're saving the cans once they're empty and going to the department store and getting a plastic jug of gelled fuel, and it's called chafing dish fuel or something like that. So anyway, I've got this little paint can opener that I'm going to use to carefully open these lids, because I really don't want to damage the lids, because I do want to refill them later. Let's just drop that in there. Make sure it's sitting in the middle where it's level. Hold a match to it. Oh yeah, that's burning. And then we'll add 8 ounces of water. See, we have markings on the inside, so you can tell how much water you're putting in. Yeah, that's 8 ounces right there. slides right in there, and then the cover goes on. And we'll start the timer. Now they don't recommend that you put a windscreen around here because the alcohol needs quite a bit of air in order to keep burning. And it's supposed to act as its own windscreen. Let's move that clock over a little bit just so then it doesn't melt, because it says that this can get really quite hot. So we let that go and we'll come back in a bit. Okay, we're coming up to 6 minutes now. We can see that the cup is steaming. Wouldn't quite call it boiling yet, but it's pretty darn close. And it's getting very close to 6 minutes there. There's 6 minutes. And there, the cup is boiling. Now, to extinguish the flame, the stove comes with this little snuffer. It's similar to a snuffer that's on an alcohol stove, like the liquid alcohol stoves. And there's a slot right here that you can just put that into. Try not to touch the aluminum side. There, now I believe the stove is out. Oh, you didn't see the slot. Okay, let's try that again. The snuffer goes into this slot right here, and it just covers the mouth of the can. Okay, so it really does boil 800 mils within 6 minutes. Now it says to remove the lid before pouring, and I read on the internet that a lot of people were saying that the lid gets stuck if you don't take it off right away. And yeah, it's on there pretty darn snug. Now the reason why you would remove the lid before pouring is because you wouldn't want to turn this upside down, start pouring, and then have the lid pop off. But anyway, I don't think it's going to pop off anywhere. I guess those holes would have been better off if they would have been on the other end to let some air into the can. Yeah, it's on there pretty snug. Anyway, it'll have to cool down a little bit before I can pour it, I guess. Okay, so that's 8 ounces. Now, the bottom of this is still really hot, so you wouldn't want to lay that down on anything that would be flammable, like grass or sleeping bag or anything like that. So it's best to put this right back on top here. Now, of course, if you started out with really ice cold water, it would take a little bit longer to boil than if you had, room temperature water. So you can keep that in mind as well. So anyway, waiting 6 minutes instead of like under 2 minutes is not a really big deal if you're not in a rush. And when we're out in the woods or out on a hike or something, 4 minutes one way or another doesn't make that big of a difference. So anyway, this is going to fit better in my haversack because it's not as wide, not as bulky. And since it's capable of carrying 2 cans of fuel, that gives me 5 hours of burn time, or 50 of these cups. So that could last me like 3 or 4 days. Anyway, I think this was a pretty good little purchase. I'm pleased with it so far. I've only used it the once. Yeah. Something else to know about is that this didn't come with a stuff sack. So, I'll be making a stuff sack for it, and I think what I'll do is I'll also include a pocket on the inside of the stuff sack, so then I can add this little can opener and a folding lighter. Like, you can get barbecue lighters like this that actually fold in the middle, which will make it really nice and convenient to pack right into this kit as well. Well, that's it for this initial review. I'm sure you'll see this a lot more often in my upcoming videos. So till next time, this is Muskrat Jim, signing out. For more muskrat survival videos, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And remember to click the bell to receive notifications of newly uploaded videos on this channel.